All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I had to think about what day it was for a second. But overall, not looking too bad, at least not talking about any rain this morning. As we take a live look here from our First Alert Sky Cam out in Vicksburg, where definitely there's a little bit more cloud cover overhead compared to about even just an hour ago where there was a little bit more sunshine. But this is pretty much going to be the case today where we see a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures already sitting in the middle to maybe even upper 70s in some places across a good portion of central Mississippi. And as you can tell, winds are coming out of the south at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. And we're going to continue to be dealing with gusty conditions for the rest of today. We could see winds upwards of even 30 miles an hour at times. So definitely going to be pretty windy for the rest of your Wednesday, even into Thursday and Friday. This is going to usher in some warm and moist air that's going to also potentially lead into our storm chances for this weekend. But until then, we're going to stay relatively dry, but on the warm end.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we're going to be staying very, very warm going forward. I don't necessarily think we're going to be breaking any records, but feel like temperatures will definitely be above those record highs. That's for sure going into the day today, tomorrow, and Friday. But we're going to be staying into the upper 80s, low 90s, a pretty stagnant look ahead just because we have that very, very strong high pressure system. And it's just going to be settling in pretty much over much of the deep south.
Pretty much talking about a heat dome.
Yeah.
For the most part. That's why we're going to see temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s for the next at least 7 days before things actually cool off. I would say probably by this time next week, we've got our next system before, not necessarily talking about this weekend, but the system after that, we'll say, that will cool us off back into the low 80s. But until then, it's still even going to be pretty warm for this weekend. But we're going to reintroduce our chance for some showers and thunderstorms. That's why it's kind of iffy both Saturday and Sunday. I'm not expecting a whole entire day washout, but it's really more so for the fact that we're teeter-tottering on what day we're going to see our best chance for more widespread showers. Right now, that's still looking like Saturday night and potentially into Sunday morning, but models aren't necessarily, we're not seeing that super consistent time frame just yet, but I think we're going to see a little bit more of what we can expect once our high resolution models come into play later on today and into at least tomorrow and Friday.
So definitely going to be keeping a close eye. Make sure you have ways to stay updated tomorrow and especially into Friday, because by the day on Friday, we'll have a very clear picture and what exactly we should be expecting into Saturday and exact impacts. But it's mainly into the afternoon hours, into Sunday afternoon as well. There's a chance for some storms. Could even see some rainfall Sunday morning. So we have multiple chances for a couple of chances for showers and storms.
Yeah, so here's what one of our models is looking like. So again, we got to take this with a grain of salt. I will say overnight Friday and into Saturday morning, models have been pretty consistent, showing some kind of rain, maybe some storms around. Those don't look necessarily severe for us, but again, that's all subject to change. But I think we will see some kind of rain early Saturday morning. It's what we're expecting Saturday night and into Sunday morning that we're keeping a close eye on in terms of maybe more widespread storm coverage and the potential for some stronger and thunderstorms. But we're looking more so at a wind, maybe even small hail threat more than anything else. I know I've seen it a lot on social media talking about the next week and a half, talking about severe storms. I think for us here in central Mississippi, we're looking more so at a wind and hail threat more than a tornado threat, not only this weekend, but even into portions of next week. So again, I think we're going to see the chance for some scattered showers and storms either day, Saturday or Sunday. I think more of the weather on Sunday night is going to stay further off to the northern parts of the state and into Tennessee and Arkansas. But overall, still would rather give you the heads up than you'd be like, oh, I didn't think it was going to, rain towards the end of this weekend. So overall, that's what we're looking like when it comes to those chances for rain. And as you can tell further off to the west, that's that front that's expected to move in towards the middle of next week. But we may not even see much of it. It's still about a week away. So we'll keep a close eye on that as well.
Mhm.
But that's what it's looking like in terms of rain chances. So.
Yeah, not necessarily consistent, but other than the fact that Saturday morning has been fairly consistent, we're seeing too much back and forth. But I do expect that to change, especially into the day tomorrow when we get those high resolution models starting to come in. And then into Friday, we'll have a very clear picture for your weekend plans just to make sure that you know exactly what's going on, the exact impacts. But like Ashley said, we're not really expecting a widespread outbreak in terms of severe storms.
Yeah.
The energy is going to be there, that's for sure.
Mhm.
It's just low, but honestly, that's every single day in the middle of summer. You always have some type of energy with the daytime heating. It's a very summer-like pattern with that heat dome that's just been settling in across much of the Gulf. So we're really going to be focusing on just chances for pop-up showers and thunderstorms that will be impactful into the afternoon and evening hours into much of your weekend.
Yeah, so just wanted to show you what the tornado energy is looking like. Pretty much what Chase said here. We're in that summertime pattern now where there is energy around. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's also going to be showers and storms around. This is on Friday afternoon around 3 o'clock where we're not expecting, at least right now, not expecting any kind of rain. So yes, there is stuff, energy, if you will, going to be around, but not necessarily for, we're not expecting showers and storms at that time. And I think more so if we do see any kind of storm activity, it's going to be further off in the northern part of the state, Friday night. And then this is showing you Saturday afternoon into the evening. Again, I will say compared to yesterday, there's a lot less energy around by the 6 o'clock time frame on Saturday, which is a good trend to see. You want to see.
Can you go back in to the Saturday? I think I saw a lot more Saturday morning.
I mean,
it's
more so
it's
going to be more so off to the north.
That's what I was thinking overnight, Friday night and into Saturday morning. That's what we're expecting. Some stronger in thunderstorms. So maybe northern counties north of I-20, if those storms can hold together into the overnight hours, could see a little bit more of a stronger thunderstorm. But that's what that line of storms that we were just talking about a little earlier, where the models have been a little consistent into Saturday morning. So that is something to be mindful of. Saturday morning, you could be expecting maybe a couple more storms that are a little bit stronger than others, but that's just something to be mindful of. The threat is still fairly low for us here in central Mississippi. Yeah.
So this is all the way through about 6 o'clock on Saturday, again, showing a good trend where not a lot of energy is around Saturday evening, and then continuing into the end of the weekend, pretty much the same story for us. So that's what we're looking like for this weekend. I know there's a lot of talk about severe weather. It just may not be more so for us here in central Mississippi, but nonetheless, you still want to be weather aware. We're giving you all the scenarios as of right now, but I will say from now through Friday, no need to worry about severe weather here in central Mississippi.
Honestly, looks great across much of the area. And just make sure you go outside. And if you do, you make sure you drink plenty of water and are being very
stay hydrated.
I'm just about to say that. Yeah, stay very hydrated and make sure you're practicing the heat safety rules. We'll have to start rolling those out into the day today. It's crazy to say. I feel like May should not be this hot, but it is. We live in the deep South. You know, you get what you get. So, but that's all. I think that's all we got for you. So have a great rest of your day today, and make sure you tune back in tomorrow.